This is Mike with the Auto Expo magazine and the AutoExpo.com. Today we're in wild and wonderful West Virginia, talking to the wild and wonderful Mark Richards of Mark Richards Racing and Rocket Chassis. Mark, tell us a little bit about what we're doing here today.
Okay, we're going to take you through the stages of what we actually do here. A lot of people see the building driving up and down the road and don't understand what we do here. We build a chassis from the ground up that's called Rocket Chassis. That's been our product since 1991, and since then we've built over 5,300 of them. So behind me here is where the actual framework starts from raw material, and that will go to another stage that we're going to go to here in a second, which is after it comes from powder coat, we'll start assembly.
Okay, let's go to assembly if you don't mind.
Yep.
So the material just comes in big strands like this, or?
Yeah, this is all raw material, and that's how it all starts. We'll bend it and shape it and notch it, and then we build it into what we have as the chassis, and then it goes to powder coat from there. Okay. And we'll show you what one powder coat looks like,
okay,
and then we'll go from there.
All right. All right, so this is the one powder coated?
Yeah, here's the car back from powder coat, and it will start the assembly process on it. We have different stages that the cars go through from the time they start to the time they're finished. So the next stage for this car is to get sheet metal started in the cockpit area where the driver sits, and from there we'll build up and then finish the body work and then all the suspension.
All right. Yeah. So here's the sheet metal back here, right? Okay.
This here is like a car that's pretty far along in the stage. It's pretty far along.
Right.
This car is going to Clint Boyer Racing in North Carolina, and my son Josh Richards drives for Clint. This is a new car that'll go out and race this weekend in Tazewell, Tennessee, and Florence, Kentucky.
Fantastic. You mind if I take a look in the cockpit, or is that?
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So what's the next step, Mark?
This is the completed product that will go out the door the way it is. It's not completely together. It won't have the engine and everything in it like Josh's car will when it leaves, but that'll go to a customer. I think that car is going to Iowa or somewhere to a customer. Right. We sell cars in almost all 50 states and Australia and Canada.
That's fantastic.
This is the sheet metal assembly room, which, like, he's preparing a new front nose piece, which starts the body part, and these guys are really great. They do a great job.
Right. All right, so now let's go to the race shop if you don't mind after this.
We'll go through the parts room real quick.
Okay, parts room. Cool.
With 5,300 cars out, in order to supply those cars with parts that they continually use up. The parts department's pretty big here.
Right.
We got 2 full-time guys in the parts room that ships all day long. This is a big part of our operation to make sure our customers have the parts they need.
Right.
After they either break or get in a crash.
Right.
So
you actually can't appreciate how big this is just from a video.
You can kind of get an idea down the aisle with what the parts is. Right. This is orders that are going out today. That stuff will go on UPS tonight. We ship quite a bit this time of the year because it is race season.
Right. Right.
The other thing we keep here is tires, and we sell a lot of tires to the local racers. And this is the tires are used up quite often. So this is a big part of our business as well, is tires during race season.
That's perfect. All right, now we're in building number 2 here at Rocket Chassis / Mark Richards Racing. You see some of the trophies they have. This is pretty impressive just walking in the door. All right, now this is
the actual race team.
Right.
Part of Mark Richards Racing. This is actually the race team that we're walking into now. You see some of the checks on the wall. This team's been fairly successful over the last 10 years.
Yep.
we're going to walk through here real quick and kind of give you an idea of what the cars actually look like when they're ready to race.
Fantastic.
And again, like I said, people drive by on 79 and don't realize what's in these buildings up here on the hill with the rocket on the roof. So
Yeah, like I said, I don't even know, and I've been here a few times. I had no clue this was all back here.
This team just won the Dirt Late Model Dream June the 8th, just a little over 2 weeks ago.
Right.
That was one of the biggest races that this team's ever won. Brandon Shepard's the driver. He's from New Berlin, Illinois, which is by Springfield, Illinois. And he's the #1 driver in the country.
See, and he's working here at Rocket Chassis and Mark Richards Racing. And so all this is in West Virginia, and nobody really knew.
This is the race team getting ready for the next event, which will be in Terre Haute, Indiana on Friday night. It's kind of a big operation as far as preparation and maintenance on these cars to keep them up for Brandon to be, as competitive as we try to keep him.
Right.
Brandon's came on board with us full time in 17, and since then he's been, like I said, the #1 driver in the country.
Oh yeah, so all the checks back here kind of prove it. Yeah.
And he actually works, so he's not just a driver that shows up. This is Brandon right here. He's changing an engine in a car that, we're getting ready to run this weekend.
Right. So, all right. So these are obviously the finished products from over there.
Yeah, these cars are.
These are going all over the country, or these are just yours?
These are ours.
Okay.
These cars here that we have in our inventory to race. We keep 2 with us all the time, and if something would happen this time of the year, we have to be able to come back and get a car and not build it when we come back, because
Right.
our schedule's so tight during the summer. We leave 4th of July, and we won't be back until like August the 12th. We'll travel all through the Dakotas, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, Nebraska, Illinois.
Right.
We'll be racing that whole region for a little over 5 weeks. Guys, that's pretty much the tour of Mark Richards Racing Rocket Chassis, and that's what we do up here on top of the hill when you drive by on 79 if you ever want